Talking with Adam Bonnier here. Man, third place. You've been coming out to all rounds. You're doing an amazing job out there. Tell us a little bit about the track today.
So, not real happy with it.
If you ain't first, you're last.
Yeah. You know, I knew it was going to be slick out there today, so when we started the race, like I said, I just tried to take it cautious and not make any mistakes, and I ended up having a 2-kick start and was dead last off the start, and then on top of that, I did make a few mistakes, and I lost the lead group, but, you know, I just tried to, you know, really pick lines out there. I think that was the key today, is making sure you were in the right line because, you know, the trail would eventually go right, so you wanted to be, you know, in that general direction. So if you had the right lines today and you didn't make mistakes, I feel like you had a good day. So that's what we did, is we tried to minimize mistakes, and I ended up catching Derek Allen in the middle of the race, and him and I put in some really, you know, good laps and burned in a few good lines, and we ended up catching, I ended up losing Derek, and I caught Steven Squire, and we had a really good battle the last 2 laps. You know, we saw the 2-lap card, and him and I both started riding like madmen. So, you know, I ended up putting a pretty good pass on him and making it stick finally, and with about 4 turns left, we ended up catching Chris Douglas, and I wish I had another lap because I might have been able to make things happen. So, but hats off to everybody that rode today.
Yeah, you know, we were talking to the youth bikes and the youth quads, and they were saying some of the same things, which I think I kind of thought it would maybe change a little bit, just because it always changes so much, the races, you know, the track conditions. But they were saying that it was slick out there, and I thought to myself, of course, you know, I'm not a racer, but picking the lines is probably so crucial out there.
Yeah, and once we got some lines burned in, why those lines were better than all the rest. So, you know, you had the slower riders that wanted to be in those lines, so you had to learn to ride around them and figure out which lines were good for passing too. So, you know, the dirt changes a lot, and I always seem to ride better when the dirt, you know, softens up and we get some good lines burned in, and that's when I seem to ride better. So, yeah, it got better as the race went on.
You always look like you have a ton of fun out there. You have great sportsmanship, so thanks for coming out. Anybody you'd like to thank? Yeah,
I got to thank Ride PG, Nitro, Fly, X-Brand goggles, CD boots, MAXC tires, Velocity suspension, and IMS.
All right, awesome. Adam Bonnier, again, we were talking with 3rd place overall. Congrats, man.
Thank you.
All right, and next up, Chris Douglas. Chris Douglas in 2nd place here. Now, I was talking to him earlier when he came off the line there, and last race, I'm going to ask you again, last race, there were a lot of people that came off, top names that came off the line there a little bit early with all the sand and the overheating. Tell everybody about that.
Yeah, I just kind of rode not that great, and you know, my bike got a lot hotter than I would have liked it to, just because I was riding like an idiot. So I should have calmed down and like kind of saved it, you know, a little bit. It was the dirt was so deep, it just my bike just got really hot, so I didn't finish. Yeah.
I think a lot of people were having lines where they just paused and they're like, what do we do? And everybody got stuck behind. You're not the only one. Definitely a lot of people came off the line there. Tell us a little bit about today, though. You did a great job 2nd.
Yeah, today, you know, I finally got a great start. It kind of surprised me when the bike started, so I hesitated a little bit. But, no, still I was like 4th into the woods or something. And, you know, there's so many trails here, so I just tried to be smart at the beginning of the race and, like, you know, just kind of follow everyone and make sure we were going the right way. And you know, I waited a lap or 2 and then you know, Chris had already checked out a little bit. I couldn't really see him, so I passed Austin Lee and then tried to just put my head down and I kept getting, like, you know, my dad was saying I was catching him, and then, you know, caught him somewhere. He fell, like, in a creek or something, and I caught him and went around him, and then I think it kind of lit a fire under him, and he pinned it and went back by me, and then, you know, we had a cool little battle, so it was fun. But, yeah, good day.
So have you raced here before at Lawrence County Recreational Park?
I raced the GNCC here this year and last year. Last year. So.
Okay, so you're no stranger to it. Would you say it's maybe one of your favorite?
Yeah, I like it. I like it when it's fast and open rather than like tight. And I'd rather ride like wore out stuff than fresh stuff, I think. Just 'cause it's, you know, more room to pass and you don't really get stuck behind people. So I liked it.
Well, hey, did a great job. 2nd place is awesome. Who would you like to thank?
I got to thank, you know, Hall Cycles, FAR, Motorcycle Superstore, MAXC, Fly, Nitro, Bell Helmets. Yeah, that's good.
All right, great job out there. Chris Douglas, thanks, man.
Thank you.
How you doing? Good. Had a good race, had a good finish out there. How are you feeling about it? What'd you see out there? Anything different than the others?
No, the track was really good. This place is really deceiving with the dirt. It always looks like it's really good, and it always turns out to be super slick. So we raced here like 2 or 3 weeks ago for the GNCC, so we had a pretty good idea of what we were getting into. And yeah, the track was super slick, and I'm on the 450, so it's a lot of power. And I just tried to tame it down, and I was riding a bit too cautious at the beginning. And these guys were able to stay close, and I tangled with the lapper, and Douglas actually caught and passed me. And I had to pit, and I was kind of freaking out about it. And then Douglas passed me when I stopped for fuel, and I kind of got lucky. He tipped over just a few corners later and handed the lead back to me, and just wasn't going to slow down, and he had some issues, so just rode by myself.
Well, you said that you raced here a couple weeks ago. I know you're definitely a line picker, and you're really, really smart about your racing. So anything you did differently today than you did last time racing the same area?
Yeah, I rode. I made some bike changes for the GNCC that I thought would have been good, and they turned out to not be very good. So knowing what I learned from that, I applied it to the 450, and we toned it down a little bit. We used a different fuel mat for the ignition to kind of give me a little bit more traction today, and let the bike work a little bit better at low RPM. And I was super happy with my bike. I thought it was going to be a little bit much, but it turned out to be good.
Now, I just heard you were racing outdoor motocross. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I haven't done one yet, but I figure I've been riding enough lately, and I feel pretty good on a moto track, and I've been convinced to go ahead and try one. So I went and go ahead, got my pro license and all that taken care of. In 2 weeks, we're going to Maryland, try to qualify for Budds Creek, and then we'll do Red Bud and see where it goes from there.
Man, that's awesome. Have you always raced cross country, or have you done a lot of motocross growing up?
Yeah, cross country only, and then all of us, we pretty much train on moto only. So it's very rare that we ride in the woods. So it's second nature to ride a moto track. It's no big deal, and I have fun riding it. It's a lot of fun, and go try it with the big boys.
So tell us some of the big names that you're going to be racing with, and how long does this span? Is it just a couple of rounds? Is it 10 rounds like MAXC? How does that work?
Yeah, they're doing a 12-round series, but I can only jump in for 2 because of my schedule with GNCCs and stuff. So if I can get in, if I can qualify good, I'll be racing with Stewart and Reed and Dungy and all those guys. So we'll see what happens. I'm excited, but pretty nervous too.
Man, you know what, though? The thing I love about cross country, I can come up here and just talk to you guys. You're so humble, they're so approachable. It's not like Supercross where you're closed off. It's such a great family atmosphere. So, Chris Douglas, anybody you would like to thank today?
Yeah, absolutely. Carolina KTM, Ride PG, WP USA, Fly Racing 100%, and everybody else, man. Max's Tires, everybody makes this deal possible.
All right, my correction, Chris Bach. Thanks, guys. Chris Bach in first, Chris Douglas in second. There's too many Chris's, and Adam Bonnier in third. Congrats, guys. Great job.